Yo, what is good, my anime? Ah, he shot me in the air. What is good, my anime people? What is good, guys? Villain. This. Oh my god. I don't know what to tell y'all anymore. If you ain't watching it, you ain't watching it. But if you do watch it and you took this long to watch it, good luck to ya. Good luck to ya, laddie. But this ridiculous amount of buildup is getting actually pretty dope because with knowing what we're going to do to the prince and trying to get money and just trying to overall be in a better position in the grand scheme of with all of the wars coming to an end and every side kind of making its move to end the war, we literally are going to see just how ridiculously, like desperate people are going to get to be in better positions than they already are currently. So that's one thing I'm really looking forward to because not only have we seen, Thorkel on the trail just trying to hunt down our main characters, it's safe to say that any of these moments that happen throughout the show are indicators that no one is ever going to kind of not be willing to do the darkest things to get in the highest places. And to already have taken out one of the men of the prince just so he couldn't, spread the word of, he's the one who came around and helped out and stuff like that. He doesn't get any credit for it. They want all of that credit, like to that level of greediness. So it's weird to know that he's allowing even the one person on the side of the prince to stay around, and I think that's mainly due to having the prince not, literally be like, well, they killed our people, like, they're not to be trusted, father. I saw him kill one of our own with my own eyes. Like, well, then there goes that. So I think that's the only reason why he's alive. So if there's any chance in any of like these ambushes or whatever to allow more and more people who are going to steal money from this group of people to die, he's going to allow it. And that's just how this show is been drawing up all of its current events of how things have just been transpiring, how things have been set in motion to where allowed them to get away so he can have some fun hunting them down, and then when finally getting them into a position to fight, it was going to be an awesome fight for him. That's all he really wanted. But with them crossing over and him not knowing they had allies over there, it kind of, it just made a little breaking point in his plan. But at the same time, as soon as this ambush like kind of occurs, it's almost as if he knew about it, almost as if he has his own allies that he might have over there and sent a messenger to let them know that that's where the target is headed or something along those lines. I do not know yet, but it could just be the other opposition of when it comes down to this whole entire world of wanting power, you're going to do whatever you can to get it. So what we're seeing now is one of those things of, oh, we know these guys have the prince or they have something that, England wants, and if we give them that, maybe we'll be spared, so it could be any means of things, but I just like to think that whatever we get from here on out is going to continue to shape what this world truly is and just how dark it truly can get at times, because even Thorfinn has gained this battle intuition that's very, very deep, in the case of him also noticing that they were practically ambushed before, the ambush even kicked off, before even anything was shot or happened. Thorfinn was on point, looking exactly where the arrows were already going to be coming from. Clearly these archers that pulled off these first couple of shots, they didn't look like they took out any men, because they were only trying to take out all of the things that were helpful in moving. Like, they were going for the mobility. There you go. They're looking for anything that was mobile and getting rid of it. So by doing so, all of a sudden you're in a bad position where you can't even you can't leave or send your the prince out of the battle on a horse and get far away while you're still dealing with these people. I like it. There's a lot that is put into these battles, because if you watch these battles from like a different perspective, for instance, you're like, oh, they have 3 horses and there's like 4 people in the back. Thorfinn's back there. Why doesn't Thorfinn and them just bounce out right now while they're fighting? They already took that option out. Like, they usually look at every single option that people would get in battles or strategies that they can apply, and they like to snuff it. So all of a sudden, if you want to fight, you can fight, but you might kill your own troops because you can't see through the smoke. That was just one tactical advantage of burning down like those trees in the forest and stuff like that during that moment. So it's stuff like that that gives me really high hopes for this show to continue to bring that level of creativity and intelligence to the battlefield, to give us like an overall understanding of what's just possible throughout all of this. But not only all of that, we then get to see what it would be like if everywhere we kind of went was just against our people, right? Like, no one really cares about our side, no one really cares about these mercenaries besides the little bit of influence that Aslad has, right? Like, he's like, oh, I have one good ally over here, and that one good ally turned out being someone that thought he had allies, and supposedly they're working against him, so it's like, that's the type of stuff that really puts the narrative of the story high up in my like regards, like, and I really enjoy it, is because not only are they going that ham and showing us that much detail of what's going on and all the background and different stuff like that, but we can actually feel it, right? We can actually tell that all of it is happening if you're paying attention to the smallest, littlest details, and I love that. The only bad thing is there wasn't a lot that happened. There wasn't a lot of battling. There wasn't any deaths. But one of the huge things that I take from this is also that the priest from the prince's team has actually almost converted someone to his thinking just by the way he spoke, just by the sincerity of how he said it, just by how he actually meant what he's saying and doesn't, backpedal at all, by saying, what you Vikings want is gold, silver, and women, and all that is you worthless, when all I want is love, and love is the value of silver. So all of them were like, man, someone shut this man up before I shut him up myself. And then one of them was finally like, I want to hear more of what you have to say, please go on. So these are the types of little parts of the show that can really give you a good understanding as to why maybe someone of this savage like group of people pick up a new lifestyle that may turn them into Thor, the Thor that we saw that didn't really believe in killing, or he didn't believe in wars anymore, or whatever he stopped doing. He practically just didn't want to kill anymore, which is what war is all about. And how did he get there? Like, did he ever hear a priest talk about like Christianity and stuff like that? Did he ever run into someone who was a pacifist and didn't do it? We saw that he went underwater and straight up still was capable of killing someone with quite ease, and then that was kind of the end of his battling. But we never had any like actual evidence of him seeing something or being told something that he wanted more than he actually knew, and then took his leave or whatever. So really interested in seeing if that's something to really be afraid of, is someone spreading the gospel to these troops and giving them something even more to want to fight for, or to live for nonetheless, and maybe not so much want to die and go to Valhalla if you find something like love that you can't take there. So I don't know. I really love that they're adding all of these little different details within these characters. And my God, did they nerf Dio? Jesus, that used to go across the map. But yeah, it's a really interesting way and take of all of this, because it's going to feel like it's going to shape a little bit of the future of some of these characters. And if that is the case, I hope it does it in a good way, like in a well done direction. Because if you do this, you're kind of putting into perspective of, true portrayal and like people's fate, So they're getting really dark. Not dark, but they're getting really like deep and stuff that could change in a moment's notice for some people, and they're kind of being realistic to it, and I like that aspect of the show. So if you guys are enjoying this show, let me know down below. I definitely hear from some of my favorite anime people on certain shows that we all can enjoy, or that we enjoy equally, so it's nice to like have our our opinion shared to each other and stuff like that. That's always fun. So to see what you guys are feeling about this show, I don't think I heard anybody dropping it because of any real reasons or something like that. So that's another good sign of just the testament of people picking up the show and not wanting to, but they see something that turned them and made them be like, well, I don't really care about it now that they did this choice in the show. There's not that's happened, in my opinion. So I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. Let me know in the comments down below if you are enjoying some anime, or if there's animes you're looking forward to that are some that I've reviewed or kind of similar to something I've watched or anything like that I might be interested in, and I would love to talk about it on the channel. But other than that, I am the Anime G, and I will definitely talk to y'all in the next one. So with that, peace. What?